Welcome to the Butterfly Effect. I'm Chris Horner. This is Tirreno Adriatico, Stage 4, 202 kilometers. And it is the big showdown that we have all been waiting for between Tadej Pogačar and Remco Evenepoel. I personally have been waiting longer than a year for this big battle, and today, Stage 4 will not disappoint. Now, at 202 kilometers, it's a long stage. It starts with climbs at the beginning, and it's going to have a circuit, 2 circuits, 3 passages of a climb of 4.2 kilometers, just under 6%, that's going to summit and finish today's Stage 4. So we know the big battle is going to come. We just don't know when and where, right? When the cameras come on, we hear the story that Caleb Ewan is MIA. He's going to save the legs for Milan-San Remo and try to replicate that magical form he had there last year. Up front in the breakaway, we see a group of 10, and it is a large break represented by multiple World Tour teams up there. Lilian Calmejean from AG2R is there. Sutherland from Bahrain Victorious. Jonathan from Drone Hopper. Caicedo from EF Education. Diego Rosa from Eolo Cometa, Rubio from Movistar, Warren Barguil, Archaic Samsic, Gourmet from Bike Exchange, Chris Hamilton from DSM, and the American rider Quinn Simmons from Trek Segafredo is the last of the 10 represented in the front group. Behind, we see big teams chasing. It's Jumbo-Visma and UAE Team Emirates on the front, and the break of 10 has a 5.5 minute gap. With those 2 big teams chasing, we know it's been full gas and a hard day of racing throughout this 100 kilometers that's already passed. The group of 10, though, they're working well together, but with UAE Team Emirates and Jumbo-Visma going full gas trying to bring this breakaway back, the gap is dropping quickly every 10-15 kilometers. They're losing a minute at a time. With 55 kilometers to go in the race, it's Quick Steps, Remco Evenepoel's team, showing up at the front and starting to put together their plan on today's Stage 4. Shortly after that, we go back to the group of 10 as they're passing through the town, just under 55 kilometers to go. And it's chaos everywhere as the group of 10 are dodging the street signs and the traffic islands, jumping over and missing all of them, trying to keep their speed at maximum to try to stay away from the group behind. When you see that in a group of 10, you know the peloton behind is going to be mass chaos coming through this traffic furniture. They will not have much hope of making it through here clean as we see riders spread out, dodging signs, islands, roundabouts, everything. And it's EF Education's Magnus Cort Nelson. That's the rider that falls going left through the roundabout, losing the tires and slipping out from underneath him, sliding all the way to the curb. Luckily, he was the only rider that went down. And to my disbelief, he gets up quickly and it looks like he's unharmed with the exception of a lot of road rash. He'll get back on his bike and start chasing. But I can't believe there wasn't 40, 50 riders going down in all this chaos when you look at the picture of the traffic furniture and how much that peloton had to dodge and avoid as they're going through this town. Now remember, the climb is starting with about 45 kilometers left in this race. So as they come out of this town, it's Quick Step on the front and they're driving hard to put their plan A in motion on today's Stage 4. When the climb starts for the break of 10, it's Trek Segafredo's Quinn Simmons on the attack. No one can follow the wheel. Caicedo from EF Education tried but failed as Quinn Simmons has fabulous form and he's going solo to take maximum point on the KOM at the summit of today's race. He'll go over the top solo, but the real action is starting now behind because it's Quick Steps Casper Asgreen that is pulling the field along at maximum speed. He's got Julian Alaphilippe on his wheel and Remco Evenepoel, followed by 2-time Tour de France champion Pogačar, and then world time trial champion and race leader here at Tirreno Adriatico, Filippo Ganna, following Tadej Pogačar's wheel. With 500 meters to go, Casper Asgreen pulls off. Julian Alaphilippe does a big acceleration. And then with 50 meters to the top of the climb, Remco Evenepoel does a massive attack. It's Tadej Pogačar on his wheel. Filippo Ganna, the world time trial champion, and Jai Hindley from Bora Hansgrohe latched on. The 4 leaders up front, they're all taking a pull to my disbelief. Now, folks, when you're sitting on the couch I'm sure you're enjoying this just as much as I am, but this makes no sense to me. When I look at this group of 4, I only see Jai Hindley that should be happy up here. And the only reason why he should be happy is he's got bragging rights when he goes back home and talks to all his mates about how he was able to stay with Remco Evenepoel, Tadej Pogačar, and the world time trial champion over this summit. Now, the other 3, what doesn't make any sense? Because Remco Evenepoel has won a ton of races throughout his career with these early attacks. But he's won those races with field quality that's not like we're watching here at Tirreno Adriatico. This is a magnificent field. This is top level. You got to start going to the Tour de France to get a better quality field than what we're watching here at Tirreno Adriatico. There is no reason for Remco Evenepoel to go this early with 40 kilometers to go. His best hope, his best tactic, his only tactic in my book should be to stay on the wheel of Tadej Pogačar the last time up this climb for as long as possible, with Julian Alaphilippe close to his side, so that when Tadej Pogačar puts in his massive attack with 500 meters to go or 1K to go, whatever it is, Julian Alaphilippe can help close the gap and put Remco Evenepoel back onto the 2-time Tour de France champion's wheel. Instead, he's burning matches all over the place. Now, Tadej Pogačar, what does he have to gain from this break? In my mind, nothing. He has nothing to gain from this. He can literally ride in the peloton all the way to the last climb, put his team on the front, drill it hard, and win today's stage like he should have planned at the beginning of the stage 4. Filippo Ganna, the biggest loser in this group, should have let this group go and let those 3 guys go up the road and gain 20, 30 seconds. I know you're sitting there, you're going, Chris, you're crazy. You're talking about letting Tadej Pogačar and Remco Evenepoel go up the road? Are you crazy, Chris? That's what these guys do. Remco Evenepoel wins left and right this way. Tadej Pogačar just got done winning Strade Bianche. Why would you let him go solo, Chris? You're crazy. Okay, here's the reason. Let me explain why, if you're Team Ineos, you let these 2 legendary riders go solo with 40 kilometers to go. If you don't let them go solo, if you finish this stage with 4 kilometers to go to a summit finish with these 2 riders, you are not going to beat these 2 riders. It's impossible. We already know that's a fact. So the only thing we don't know that's a fact, if you let these 2 riders go up the road and they work for 35 kilometers and you have Ineos and Jumbo-Visma chasing these 2 riders, if they can time it to perfection to catch these 2 at the bottom of the last climb with 4.2 kilometers to go, now maybe, just maybe, Remco Evenepoel's legs are destroyed. Tadej Pogačar probably won't be, but possibly there's a minute chance that they will be. And now Ineos have some kind of possibility of winning today's stage 4 and keeping the race leader jersey on Filippo Ganna, or possibly transferring it over to either Teo Gegenhardt, Richie Porte, or Carapaz there. That is the only scenario I can see in my brain right now that they have a chance of keeping the race leader's jersey and winning here at Tirreno Adriatico. Instead, all 4 of those riders are up there pulling like crazy. Filippo Ganna we see taking pulls. Tadej Pogačar's taking pulls. They'll get caught 10, 12 kilometers later down the descent from the peloton behind, as Trek Segafredo's Quinn Simmons is still solo up the road. This will help Quinn Simmons as the peloton behind starts to go curb to curb and take things a little bit easier. The gap to Quinn Simmons now will extend out to a minute. He'll push through the valley as hard as he can and go up the climb to take maximum KOM points and get the jersey at the end of today's stage. Now, it was Jumbo-Visma through the valley, up the climb for the second passage that controls the peloton, and down the descent. When they get to the bottom with 20 kilometers to go, that's when we start seeing the big attacks coming, and it's Davide Formulo in a massive break of 10 or 15 riders back there, and he's on the front pulling like crazy. This makes no sense, UAE Team Emirates, to have your number 1 rider that could help Tadej Pogačar up there on the front in a group of 15 pulling like crazy, sprinting at the front of that break, trying to get them away from the peloton with Richard Carapaz back there and one Julian Alaphilippe, two-time road world champion who bridged across to that group with Davide Formolo on the front, sprinting like crazy. Quinn Simmons will finally get reeled in, and it's the French rider Valentin Ferrand from Total Energy that throws in a solo attack up the road. Back on the front, Trek Segafredo, Quinn Simmons, he's not done yet. He's trying to put Ciccone at the front of the peloton for the start, the last time up this climb with 4.2 kilometers to go. He's got some energy left, and he is putting on a show for us sitting on the couch. It's fantastic as he's drilling it on the front for his man Ciccone. Valentin Ferrand from Total Energy gets pulled back just before the climb starts proper, and it's Jumbo-Visma on the front. They're throwing down 100%. Clearly, Jonas Vingegaard, he has some form in the legs, or he believes he does, and he's got the team on the front, drilling it hard until the tacks start proper, as it's Bardet from DSM that throws in the tack, followed by Benjamin Thomas. Now, we saw Benjamin Thomas at Bessèges throw on a spectacular ride there, and he's got form here at Tirreno Adriatico, throwing in the second big attack here on the final climb. Tadej Pogačar now, though, he is latched onto his wheel, and the two-time Tour de France champion, he is going to put on a show for us. This is the big moment, folks, we have all been waiting for, the showdown between Remco Evenepoel and Tadej Pogačar. We got a little bit of a hors d'oeuvre there with 40 kilometers to go when Remco Evenepoel put in an attack, but this is what we've really been waiting for, and it's only 3 kilometers left in the stage, with Tadej Pogačar following everything he possibly can. Miguel Angel Lopez throws in an attack. It's Tadej Pogačar there. Bahrain victorious Landa throws in attack. Tadej Pogačar is on it. At that moment, we'll see Julian Alaphilippe back there with a gap, and he's trying to pull Remco Evenepoel up to the Tadej group just in front. He does, and to my disbelief, Remco Evenepoel finds the form in the legs to throw in his own attack with Tadej Pogačar latched on. The UAE Team Emirates rider has been absolutely spectacular. Remember Davide Formolo, who used up a ton of energy doing that 15-man break through the valley. Now he's been dropped, and Tadej Pogačar is almost isolated up there. He has Marc Soler, but Soler's 10, 15 guys back and not able to get to the front to help Tadej Pogačar cover any of these tacks from the legendary mountain climbers here at Tirreno Adriatico. When Soler finally does get there with 1.7 kilometers to go, he's going to throw in an attack. This is just unbelievable to me that the one moment he can't help out, he throws in an attack. And I know it works out in Tadej's favor, but it might not have, because when Soler goes, it's Remco Evenepoel that's trying to close that gap up to the 4 riders in front. But if Remco Evenepoel just said, hey, I don't care, Soler can go, I'm only going to worry about Tadej Pogačar. What happens if that group of 4 gets further? Does Marc Soler still have the legs to win this stage, still take the general classification? I'm not 100% sure there, but I'm 100% sure that if you take Tadej Pogačar to 500 meters in today's stage, Marc Soler, he will win and be wearing the race leader's jersey. And I'm so sure about it that I called it on yesterday's stage 3 that this is going to be the exciting day and the moment that Tadej Pogačar needs all the help that he can have from his UAE Team Emirates. I was wrong about that, because he needs no help as he follows the next attacks from Jonathan Narvaez from Ineos throws in attack. Tadej Pogačar's on it. Then Richie Porte throws in attack with 1.1 kilometers to go. He won't throw in just 1. He won't throw in just 2. With 800 meters to go, Richie Porte still on the front, throwing in his 3rd attack and still can't dislodge Tadej Pogačar. Now it's Victor Lafay from Cofidis that throws in attack with about 600 meters to go until Tadej Pogačar decides he's had enough. We're just under 500 meters to go. He accelerates and it blows the favorites up as Remco Evenepoel, who was 7th, 8th spot behind Tadej Pogačar's attack, cannot follow the acceleration from the Tour de France champion. Tadej Pogacar is up there flying away. Victor Lafay is doing a marvelous job of holding some kind of gap to Tadej Pogacar up front. And then it's Jonas Vingegaard, the Jumbo-Visma rider, who does a spectacular acceleration with about 250 meters to go. He'll bridge up to Victor Lafay and pass him, but can't close the gap up to Tadej Pogacar as he takes the spectacular stage 4 win here at Tirreno Adriatico. Remco Evenepoel, who did an amazing ride back there. Remember, he was way behind when Tadej Pogacar started his acceleration at 500 meters. Somehow he found the energy to come all the way up to Victor Lafay's wheel to get only a 2-second gap to Tadej Pogacar, and of course lose time bonuses on today's stage. Now Tadej Pogacar, congratulations. This is the moment I'm sure all us big cycling fans have been waiting for more than a year, to see this battle between you and Remco Evenepoel, and you did not disappoint. You are a legend. Taking the race lead, taking race leader's jersey here at Tirreno Adriatico. Of course, you took the white jersey here, and then you took the points jersey too. The only thing missing was Quinn Simmons' KOM jersey at the end of today's stage. We have some more big battles to come between Remco Evenepoel and Tadej Pogacar on tomorrow's stage. I'm told there's ramps of 20% up to the finish on the stage, so it should be an exciting day tomorrow too. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you real soon.